Okay guys, now we're going to discuss about the PHP global variables. What are the global variables in PHP and how to use them and what are the purposes. So let's jump into it right away. I'm going to show you one example to make you understand better. We're going to use one function, name it test. And here I will going to define one variable var and I will going to assign the value to add a br inner. Simple as that. Test, save it, refresh. So you can see inner2 is here. Now as you can see, we have already defined our variable. What if I wanted to print somewhere else on the same page of our application or website? I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this line and I will gonna say outer, save it. Undefined variable on line number 13. So it is saying here in line number 13, it doesn't recognize this variable, even though this variable is already defined over here, but it is unrecognized by this application. You guys have to understand that every programming language works with the scopes. So everything have its scope. This variable is a part of a function test. It cannot be recognized outside this function. So the scope of this variable is inside this function. Other places on this page, this variable is unknown. It's just like when you are inside, you are unknown to everyone outside the house. But when you go outside, everyone recognizes you and you are able to manage things over there. Just like that, variable itself or any array or anything that you define inside the function is a part of this function only, not recognized by other functions or other classes or anything. So how do we manage the situation here? So that's where the global variable in PHP comes. Instead of defining it as a simple variable, we can define it as a global. And how to define it? We use the keyword globals, and then global variable is actually a reference, a array indexing all the variables value inside your running script file. So let's say we have global var here. Sorry, I was defining it the wrong place. This is where I have to define. Now if I will gonna save and refresh line number 7, after defining we have to print it as well. Now as you can see, this var here is no longer recognized as undefined. Now it is properly able to print here. Also, let me show you one thing. If you had any variable here, abc is equals to 7, you can easily be able to access it using abc global save here, because as I mentioned, this global variable store every single variable or array defined in your script and make it as an index of the variable. So as we define here 7, when we call this function, by then it is already being registered in the script, and that's why global can able to capture it. So that's a global variable. We're gonna come in next video and discuss more variables that are super global available in PHP. Thank you for now. Bye bye.